This conference will now be
Okay.
recorded.
I mean, generally, the previous sessions, we have the recording session. So we will give you the demo session before attending the session. Therefore, you will have an understanding of how the session will be. Anyway, so we will use this session as a demo session. Then we'll continue from tomorrow from this point. Just give me a moment.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Just a second, a moment. We are just looking for the people. Okay, so now everyone has joined. We'll start now. Okay. Okay. So welcome to the class. So today we will have it a demo session, and whatever you have any questions and all, you will discuss after the presenting the demo session. Okay. So I'll just share the screen. Okay. So I hope you can see the screen, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, since it is a demo session, so uh, after the session, I will ask you if any question, then you can ask me. Then after that, we will discuss more about your curriculum, and we if you have any queries, so we'll discuss. So before that, let's start with the SAP Cloud Platform. Okay. So what is the SAP Cloud Platform, and what are the really benefits of the Cloud Platform? And when it comes to the integration, how it is uh, how it is evolved uh, from uh, from the from the point where it has started the product, and after that now what is the roadmap of this integration. Okay, so coming to uh, um, the integration. So as you see that the integration is hosted on the cloud platform. Okay, so that therefore let's understand about what are the uh, benefits that are they available when using the SAP cloud platform. So the benefits of cloud platform that we can categorize into four areas. Okay, one is the faster deployment. Okay, why it is a faster deployment? When you compare with the on-premise systems in the ERP, so when any customer wanted to subscribe, any customer wanted to use the ERP systems, then there is a big process like purchasing the software and hiring the team, and they have to install the software, then configure and maintain. All these things are there. But now those installation and maintenance of the system, those things are not required because SAP is offering that part. So that is why they are offering software as a service. So any application, it counts as a service. Okay. So in that case, very less time to do that the front end work like to configure and all, but the real database configuration is not required. So therefore, it will be very faster deployment. Okay. So it may not be a weeks, but it is like a 2 or 3 months of time. So and also this software is working from any device. Okay, if you remember earlier, if you wanted to connect it to the SAP system, then you have to log into SAP GUI only, right? Log on pad. Otherwise you can't able to connect. But here it is running on the HTML5 pages, so therefore you can access the system from any device, be it a laptop system, mobile, any device you can connect. So that is called a faster deployment. Then access to the innovation. So that means is a multiple innovation that will be releases per year. What does it mean? That means, as you know, SAP is offering the software as a service, right? But apart from that, every quarter they will release the new features. Okay, the features are nothing but innovation features. So any the application that is not available, but they will give you a better features. So therefore, that will be help to the systems into the business. Okay, so that means if any if any, comparing to the previous releases, the system will be get matured more and more. Why? Because the new things are adding to that. And also as SAP is committed, 20% of the features will be added every time. Okay, so these features are not exist in the. It is not about support packs. It is not about upgrades. These are the new what do you call them? A new feature that can be helpful to the HR processes. Okay, so that is the innovation that they will provide, and also they will take frequently about the customer feedback as well. How what is the feature is really helping or not? Those things. And the third one is the agile deployment and the configuration as well as the integration. And all in the ERP times, every bug if you identify, in order to fix that bug or in order to no, maintain the software, there are upgrade cycles and there are some software uh, support packages update into the system. All these things are there, right? But now those are gone because we don't need to maintain. since we are not maintaining the system, we don't need to bother about support packs update, and at the same time upgrade cycles, right? So and also on top of it, they are providing a rapid process configuration. So that means they will give you a shortcuts and tips and tricks like that in software. So therefore we can save some time in order to configure that. And also coming to that integration, they are providing you some prepackaged integrations. Okay, so that means across all the customers, they will take the best practices and they will provide you the integration packages, ready-made packages, so therefore customer can use it directly. Okay, we call it as a standard, right? So the standard packages that are available, and if the standard packages are not sufficient, then they will provide the custom packages. So that is called. So when it comes to the agile deployment, the methodology is also changed here. Like the moment it is like by using the DevOps or the Scrum, the moment you completed one application, that can be goes to the live. Okay, so configuration and deploy. So no need to wait for the entire project to be completed. Rather, you can finish your part and move to the production system. So that is about the agile deployment. And next, lower TCO. So that means apart from all these things, customer will look into the main thing is called money, right? Of course, all these features are yes true, those are available, but at the same time, he will customers are concerned about the cost, right? If it is a more cost, they probably not go, but it is there often a lower. When it comes to the cost, it is no way comparison with the ERP. Okay, it's like a 10% of the ERP system, like that. So why? Because customer no need to invest upfront, right? Rather, he can just pay on rental basis. If you stay in as a rent, how you pay monthly? Same way here, the customer will pay on a yearly basis. Okay, so and also customer have a choice to cancel at any point of time. Okay, so these are the benefits that are there when customer is subscribing to the cloud platform. Okay, so when it comes to the cloud platform, then okay. So since these benefits are there, so now of course there are some apprehensions that the data is not secured, and what happens with our system that is in the cloud on the air, things are there. But if you see, slowly things are changing. Every customer is moving to the cloud. If any customer is not moving, he is seeing that he is losing something on the business side. Okay, so therefore they are moving to the cloud. That is sure. And going forward, this cloud moving to the cloud is a basic thing. Okay, so they have to. Right now it is not mandatory, but in the tomorrow it is mandatory. Things will become like it is mandatory, right? So every customer has to go to subscribe to the cloud platform. When it comes to the cloud platform, now our topic is integration. Right? So imagine the systems, the customer is already using the ERP systems which are working at on-premise level, right? And at the same time, now he is subscribed to the like a the cloud applications, okay, which works at a cloud level within the area of SAP, right? SAP data centers. So some of the applications are working in the cloud, and some of the applications are working in at on-premise, right? At customer place. And these applications are relevant in the same domain. Okay, let's take about the HR and the HR processes. For the hiring, it is happening in the cloud, but the payroll processing and the other things that are happening in the on-premise system. Okay, but As a process, the employee should be connect with the payroll, right? Otherwise, he will not see his payslips and he will not see his payroll, right? So therefore, as a process, it has to be complete from hiring to the other things. So therefore, there is a integration that should be required, any form of integration. Okay, but there should be some integration in order to complete the HR process from the cloud system to the on-premise, right? So this is where our integration comes into the picture, right? This is where SAP is seeing investments, putting a lot of things and making integration product more mature and more flexible and reliable and transparent. Right? And this is where as consultants also seeing the future because of the critical work that we will deliver between the systems, right? Because imagine if there is no integration, how the process works. Okay, integration means it's not like just connected two systems. You have to integrate the process, and the process is combining the two systems, right? So when you are focusing on the business processes, okay, why? Because SAP is taking care of the system side, like a maintenance of the system, or in the future upgrading the system, or the support pack, everything will maintained by the SAP. As a partner consultant or the customer, we don't bother about these things, right? So when we don't bother about, then what to bother now? So we have to bother about the process side. When it comes to the process, more and more process comes, okay, for every thing that has to be connected from the source to the target system, from the sender to the receiver systems, right? So in this case, so from the cloud to the on-premise, the integration process, that has we have to be design the integration process in such a way that it has to be in automized, because the other side, in the older time, we have to do the manual, more and more gaps are there between the process. But now we have to make it in a automized way, so therefore it will be pick the file and automatically, or it will be update the data automatically, things like that. So therefore there will be very there will be no human intervention between the processes while processing the data from the one system to the another system. So this, therefore, the integration is more and more required from the cloud application to the on-premise applications, right? Or the cloud to cloud, whatever it is. So from the systems, now we are seeing there is a integration is required. Why? Because whether when once the customer is moved to the cloud, and he has to connect to the systems. Okay, it is not like that only use application, cloud application, and we will just use it cloud, but at the end what is the use? It has to be connected with the systems, therefore the data, the business works properly, right, in the customer side. So therefore the integration is more and more required when the cloud applications are increasing more and more, the integration scenarios and the processes increase more and more. Okay. So now let's see different types of situations, or the scenarios where we can integrate the system. So this CPI, cloud platform integration, uh, this can support in three different environments. Okay, one is on-premise to on-premise environment. So as you know, as of now, we the customer side, we are using the PI or the PO system to using the on-premise level from integrate one system to another system, right? So the same capabilities that is carried to the CPI, so we can use CPI as well. Okay. The next thing is the cloud to cloud. So you have a two cloud systems. Let's say one is SuccessFactors and the another one is the Ariba. Okay. So when you have these two cloud systems, and you wanted to transfer the data from employee data from SuccessFactors to the Ariba or S/4HANA Cloud, okay, any system. So in that case, how do you transmit the data from the sender to the receiver, right? You should have some kind of a mechanism where it has to transfer it, right? So that called a CPI. So this CPI will support to send the data from cloud to cloud. Okay. And the third type of environment is a hybrid environment, like a cloud to on-premise. Okay, so you have already on the at on-premise level, you have already the PA system which is integrated between the systems. Okay, now the new system is added like a cloud system. So therefore, you are using the CPI to integrate the system from the cloud to the on-premise. So in this case, the cloud system and in between the CPI, then it will connect it to the PI which works at on-premise level. So in this case, the PI system will work like a pass-on communication. It doesn't have any integration content. It doesn't have any process-oriented things that will configure in PI. Rather, it works like a tunnel where it is pass on the communication process from the cloud to the on-premise. So here, everything the integration content that we will design and configure and deployed in the CPI. By the way, here the term you are seeing HCI. HCI is the previous word, SAP Cloud HANA integration. Now, for the branding purpose, they rename it to CPI. So the CPI means Cloud Platform Integration. But in the future, again, more and more they are changing this word. So they call it as a simply cloud integration. SAP Cloud Integration. Okay, so don't confuse HCA and CPI, both are same. Just for branding purpose they change, otherwise the rest of the things are same.
In this scenario also we have a PI in place. When we are using CP, we will be using CPI or HCI and again PI system also.
Yeah, I mean PI is not mandatory to use, but if the customer is already using that PI system, okay, so we don't suggest them that to just kill the PI and use it to use the system without that. Since the PA system is already using and it is operational for their on-premise systems, we will let it be continue with that, and for the cloud applications it will connect. So therefore, since already there the PA system in the on-premise level, then the pass-on communication like inbound and outbound data, that we will use it in PA. Why we will use it in PA? Because already the 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 configuration and the process is already in place, so we will continue to use like a pass-on communication. Pass-on communication means it works like a tunnel and it will move the data from in the secured way, because the PA is secured, moving the systems, moving the data. So therefore we use the PA as a tunnel. Okay, so that
Okay,
works.
then
This is
in this
the
scenario, then it will be a
and if
dual
the
license for
customer
them, right?
don't have any PA server, so it is fine. So we will use the cloud connector in that place of PI.
Okay, got you. But in this scenario, like I mean, the customer has to buy license for the two systems, CPI and PI systems, right?
Customers will use success factors or any other system.
Okay.
Any other questions from others?
Can
So
I
what will be
consider
the
it as
communication mode here?
Yeah, sorry.
What will be the communication mode when we are using, I mean, like connecting HCI and PI? So what will
Yeah,
be the communication mode?
SAP is offering very different communication modes. So it depends on the type of data that we are sending, and depend on the system that we are using. So the respective communication mode we will use that.
No, actually asking in terms of PI. Only just let in the hybrid usage model. when you're interacting or connecting HCI to the PI or PI to the HCI? Like what type of communication or protocol do we use?
That's what I'm saying. So it depends on the data of the things we can use. That is, if you're sending the mail communication, then it is like SMTP or the secure SSL. What type of protocol? It depends on the data and the system that we will send it. You're going to see that what type of communication. You can't say that only use only the SSL protocol or the use only the SMTP protocol or only use the HTTP protocol. We can't say that. So all protocols are supporting. That's what the scope of the integration. So therefore, we can use any type of a protocol that we need to send. Okay, be it a SMTP, be it a SFTP, or the HTTP. Okay, so what type of communication it will support? What type of communication the cloud integration capability that will support by the CPI?
No. Looks like I put the question in the wrong way. My question is only between HCI and PI.
Hmm.
So I know we have a number of connectors which we can use in HCI, like SMTP and all those things. That's correct. But just to connect to PI, are we going to use SOAP, XI protocol? What is that?
Okay, so like so
In
again, yeah.
like let's say I have to connect to my on-prem ECC system, and I have my on-prem PI system, and now I have to connect my PI system to the HCI system. So in this case, what connector do I have to use in PI to connect to HCI?
SOAP adapter you can use as a web service if the PI system will having the web services enabled, then we can use the SOAP adapter in the CPI. So that will support.
Isn't the
And also we
communication
have.
between isn't the
I'm going to
communication
show you. Don't
between
worry. I'll show you the list of adapters which are supporting by the for the on-premise
I
system.
need small clarification. Hi, hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, HANA Cloud integration, when it will be established and when it will be started? Can I know that one? Previously, they are using the Delbumi for that
Yes.
success factor
Yeah.
center.
So from 2013 on times when SuccessFactors acquired the Dell Boomi also, the Dell Boomi for the integration purpose that has been using for the cloud applications. After that, SAP has started innovating this product. So as you seeing the HCI or the CPI, it is similar to a Dell Boomi. I mean the concept wise. So therefore, the it is operational from 2000 early 2015 onwards,
Early
or the
2015
from
onwards.
the
Okay.
of course it's released
Okay.
and doing marketing from 2013 itself, but really using from 2015 onwards for the customers.
Okay. If I mean, if whenever you have to put our any project, so 2016, 2017, like that only you can use not this one.
Yeah.
And one more thing, they are using that Eclipse environment previously in that HANA Cloud
Mm.
integration.
Mm.
Right now, we have to use that Web UI.
Yes. So coming to the
Yeah.
Eclipse thing, yeah. So for no recent till recent time we have been using the Eclipse, but now SAP is suggesting to stop that Eclipse, use it through Web UI only. So why the reason behind for that is, we have two systems to use for the same purpose, right? And at the same
Okay.
time, whatever the activities that you are doing through Eclipse, the same activities that you can perform through Web UI also. Now they have
Okay.
included new features and new things. So like Delbumi, how we are logging and connecting and configure, same way we do it here for CPI as well. So therefore, there is no point to connect again Eclipse. Of course, there are a small minus points, but now they are filling with their new releases, and we have to use the web UI go forward. So therefore, Eclipse is as a tool, we don't use it, and even though if you use it, SAP is not giving any further updates for that. So no use if you use
Okay.
the test.
They are not supported for that.
Exactly.
Okay. And Web UI, when it will be started? I mean, recently or any 1 year like that? Can I know that one?
No, WebUI is also there since beginning, but uh,
Okay.
it won't that much friendly development for developers to design the iFlow and to develop the to build that iFlow. The needed resources are not enough to design in the web UI. But now
Okay.
they have updated the product. Now it is good.
Okay.
What if the current in the current scenario, like what can be done? The situation is something like this: like the client has implemented CPI in the past, wherein they might have used Eclipse or some other software. Now you are saying it is mandatory to use the web UI. So
Mm.
is it that like I mean, do we have to install web UI now in order to make that connection, or like is it if we install web UI, like is it already taken care by the system? So how do we migrate? Maybe my question is something like how do we migrate
Okay.
from
So
Eclipse to
coming.
this?
Mm. So looking at okay. So looking at Eclipse and the web UI, both the tools that are provided to the developers, not for the customers. So whether whatever the stuff that you have developed through Eclipse, it won't change when you log into the web UI, because at the end the deployment that you have done and the interfaces that are running for the customer, that won't change. These tools like a developer tools. So from the customer point of view, there will be no change. But from our point of view, yes, there is a change. To to log into the tools, the different way of function that
Okay.
will do that.
Okay. Now, I mean, you mean to say that now we can directly log into the web UI and make the configuration changes or settings directly without logging into the, or without making any changes to the system from Eclipse perspective.
Yeah. So because in
Okay.
the through Eclipse also we deployed the content for the customer, right? The same content is available through web when you log in through web UI.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from?
If the customer already established the Eclipse tool and all the things, right now he is migrating to that Web UI. He's planning to migrate to that Web UI tool. So is it okay for that? I mean, there is no difference, I think.
That's what he is asking now. So is there any
Okay.
difference on Eclipse and web UI from customer
Okay.
point of view? There is
Yeah.
no difference. I mean, there will be no impact on customers
Okay. Okay.
whether you use it Eclipse or web UI. That is the difference to the developers, not for customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have that scripting tools are there here in that HANA Cloud integration.
Yeah.
So which one is better for JavaScript or Groovy script?
We'll come to that. We'll discuss. We'll
Hey,
discuss.
if you don't mind, can we take the questions after the session? I mean, like, I think we're just blocked in this slide from the long time.
Yeah. So let's continue. Okay. So these are the three different environments, but mostly customers are prefer hybrid model when they have the SAP servers at on-premise level. Okay. So let's look at the capability of CPI. Okay. So just a second. Yeah. So the capabilities of CPI is Yeah, Rajesh, you please put on mute,
Yeah,
no?
hi.
Yeah. So the capabilities of CPI, it will be same as if you look at any other cloud integration. So that means what are the necessary scope of the integration that will be delivered by the CPI. That is one aspect. And the second aspect is whatever the capabilities that are delivered by presently PI, the same thing will be delivered. Of course, there are more also there, but what PI is delivered same way, HCI also we can use for those things for HCI as well. So, I mean, when they are offering between the on-premise systems, the CPI has to support it, right? So it will work in a way that you can use it on on-premise level or on the cloud level or both. So any environment, it is suitable to use for as an integration tool. So when it comes to the capabilities, we can use it like a message transformations, messaging, sending from one way of one format of data to the another format of data, and the persistence where we store the data and processing purpose and security related mostly because since the data is flying on the air and it has to be secured and the data has to go to the very protected layers of security. So what kind of security mechanisms are that SAP is following? All these things are there. And routing between the processes based on the condition, based on the element, based on the field, how what type of data you have to be routed and filtered. All these things can be used in the capability section, and different events like a timer based or the say activity based. What type of events we can use it? All these type of capabilities that can be used. And when it comes to the someone is asked what type of system the communication will be used. Okay, so if you look at this slide, we have the sender or the receiver systems. When you have the both systems, right, in between we use the CPI tool. So in order to connect to the systems, we will use select the communication method for the depends on the system. For example, if it is the on-premise system, then you can use the SOAP communication, and you have the adapters in place configured. They can use XI adapter that is also offering. So similar way you can select like a idoc adapter for the idoc processing. So all these adapters that are available, so we can use it. Depends on the requirement, and that depends on the scenario. We will select the we will we will recommend the adapters to the customer. So these are about the connectivity options. Okay. So now I will stop it here to presentation. Okay. And when it comes to the curriculum, I hope most of you uh, seen, or if you have not seen anyone, you ask them, the Ganesh or Madhu, they will share it with you the curriculum. Okay, so if you look at in the curriculum, you will see what are the topics that we are going to cover during our course. So there,
One final question here.
yeah.
Yeah, whenever the connected on-premise system to HCI and the customers required, what are the certificates required from HCI? And the HCI HCI, what are the certificates required to install from customer side? Can you please
Hmm.
give me the details or certificate-based communication?
Yeah, that you will learn once you see that situation, the configuration,
Okay.
then you will learn know what other things are required to configure.
Okay, okay. And here also the XSLT mapping is there most probably.
Hmm.
And how do you explain that XSLT mapping in real-time scenarios? Well,
So
I had
when it
I
comes
had
to the real-time scenarios, yeah. So from the day one, we will use that real-time scenarios only. So that means we will use the live systems like success factors. So you will take the real-time data and you will process the real-time data in CPI, and you will whatever the new topics that you are learning through the live data. So I can say those are the real-time scenarios by adding new topics. Okay, so just read that curriculum, and I will, of course, when it comes to the script handling, we will cover the Groovy script as well, which is more suitable to the business language. So we use the Groovy scripting part. And it is a 45 to 50 hours of time it will take to complete this course. Of course, generally it will take more time, because it depends. I use it to give you the scenarios to you, then as like a project how you do right now, same way you will start building that interfaces, so according to that requirement. And we will go in the direction like mostly most of the time we spend in the system, like more 80% we spend on the system like a hands-on, okay, and 20% just to show you the diagrams on the presentation, okay. So the way the presentation you are seeing today, it is just first day and last day. Next day onwards we just log into the system, and we will spend in the system only, not theoretically, mostly using on the system side.
Okay, I have few questions.
Yeah.
Initially, you said like, I mean, like the benefits in the benefits section, you said like SAP will be doing the releases, right? Frequent releases
Yeah,
and upgrades. So,
correct.
in case of releases and upgrades, will the customer be notified? And I know that releases are mandatory, but what about the upgrades? So, the upgrade cycles, are those mandatory for the customers, or is it an optional item?
No, for the when it comes to the upgrade, even customer knows that whether the system is upgraded or not. So I'm talking about integration system. So the integration is always will be on the latest version. That means the when the system versions are increasing, we are always on the latest version side. Okay, so if they are moving the to the versions, SAP will take care about the upgrade things for losing data, or to migrating the data, the content that is going to the latest versions. That SAP is taking care of that part.
So if so you're saying that it's a mandatory, there is no option for that. It's not optional. SAP will go
Not
ahead and
optional.
upgrade that.
Exactly, exactly.
And so what if I have some customized script which is not running on the higher version?
No, it will be there on the on the latest version. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
So,
my
hmm,
question is like I have some customized Java program.
okay.
So if I'm upgrading to if SAP upgrades it to the latest version,
Hmm.
were there any cases where the Java program stopped working?
Okay, so previous question you asked, right? What communication has to use?
No, that I got the answer.
Okay, Raghu. So, I think I will explain you going forward in detail about the version management and upgrades. And in short answer, as of now, I can give you when it comes to the content, whether it is a custom content or the standard content, that won't impact when they're moving to the upgrade versions from one version to the another version. When it is upgrading, it won't impact on our integration content. Okay, only thing it will be changing like the features what they are providing to the product. Okay, that is what is there. So more things you will learn, I will show you in detail later.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions like a course and scenario? I mean, timings and all. Timings will use the same time, 7 a.m. from it will start. So from there we'll spend, and Monday to Friday.
So this is a 1 hour session daily from Monday to Friday?
It is like a 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1.5 hour, depends. If the scenarios continue, then no restrictions, but we will expect 1.5 hour time to 1.5 hour, 15 minutes like that.
Okay. Will you be providing any reference material for us?
Yeah, coming to the material, we have the scenario based material and the topic wise, and when it comes to the other contents, there are SAP standard materials are there. Those is also will delivered. For example, today I discussed about one scenario, then today they will share the content, like the relevant document about the scenario. So like that we will I will send you, and access also will be given, CPI access. So after our office hours, you can practice the system as well.
Do you have other systems like outside that we can build the integrations for on the system? Like within CPI, can we actually build integration like iFlows between, some other application outside of the SAP cloud and say a third party service or something like that?
Yeah, so for the other sender and receiver systems, you can configure it. We already the login credentials are deployed in the CPI. Yes, you can use it like SuccessFactors system, or the any other like SFTP. Those things are already deployed in the CPI. You can use it, but we don't offer to give you the direct login credentials for other systems, like SuccessFactors, the other systems. We don't have it, but we can use it through CPI in order to integrate the systems. So it will not stop our work to process system, integrate the systems between the, like for the SuccessFactors or any other system. So you can use it through CPI.
What about SAP systems? Do you have any SAP systems outside of the SAP cloud that we can configure or that connections are configured for?
No, we don't have the SAP server.
Okay. So what SAP applications are available within the cloud?
So within the cloud, the SuccessFactors system, and we have the cloud user management, Active Directory is there, and we have the SFTP server is there. So these are the things that can be used.
What
Okay.
is the prerequisite for? Sorry, go ahead.
No, let him complete. Yeah.
I guess my last question on this. So if we want to build some integration scenarios with connections outside of the cloud where CPI is running there, I guess so. For example, if I have my own like SQL Server database in my computer, I can at least go and configure a JDBC adapter channel there, right? To within CPI to connect to my database, like in my home, in my computer.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Why not? Yeah, you can use it if you have a system.
So I just wanted to make sure that like it was allowed for those connections, like that it wasn't like closed or something.
Yes,
But
you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Or an FTP server if I wanted to do
Yeah.
SFTP or something like that, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. Even if you have SAP servers, if you have SAP servers, you wanted to use CPI to connect the systems, yeah, you can use that. You can use CPI for that.
Yeah, that I was gonna ask that. I kind of figured that would be nice, though. Although it would be nice if you had some SAP servers, because that's tough. That's really basis work to keep a ECC system running or something. But okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So sorry, I was just checking what is the prerequisite for learning HCI. So my background is I'm a developer, ABAP developer, and I've never worked on PI, so how hard would it be, or what should I be prepared with before I learn
Um,
HCI?
yeah. So since you are a ABAP developer, that is enough to learn the CPI.
Okay.
Since other basic things, if I keep on talking basic things, everything is a basic things to learn the CPI. But while learning, once you started, then you get to use it to that. So there is no question of basic things or the other things. But since you are the web developer, that is sufficient.
Okay.
So how long do we have the access to the system for? Is it just for that week?
I know during the course the access is there, and after that 1 week or 2 weeks still it is there also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But during the week, obviously, it's like the whole day, right? Not just during those 2 hours that you're doing the session, right?
No, it's not like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will understand that people are working and they don't have that time. So it is like a 24 hours is available, and whenever you're free, you can just practice on the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. While practicing in the server, we can practice only outbound scenarios, right? As you said, we don't have access for success factors and all. So we can send the data. So we are not able to see the data in a success factors and vice versa.
You can see it through CPI. What I mean to say is, for the inbound
Mhm.
or the outbound, you can use the SF system. But the question is, if you want to log into the system and you wanted to see, you probably don't have access. But you can see it through CPI whether it is updating or not, right? What type of data that has been updating, what type of data that
Mhm.
you are extracting, that you can see it through CPI, because our main purpose is to use the CPI, right?
Yeah, if I want to send the data from success factors, like somebody, so that is the inbound to HCI. So,
Mm.
example, if I want to, I mean, they have to run the program.
Mm.
So,
They
those
want to
cases,
who will run the program?
I mean, if the data has to come from success factors, they have to run the program through success factors, right? So
Right?
then only we get the data.
Why?
I mean, normally HCM, we have to run the program, and after that,
No, it's not like that. There are direct APIs are available. You're extracting the data, the which API you want. So you use it for the integration. So that's what I'm saying. So when you're comparing with the ERP system, okay, by the way, here I will clarify one point. So CPI, yeah, please put on mute. This CPI is not advanced tool of PI system. It is not advanced tool of PI system. The concepts of PI is different than for CPI. Okay. Of course, if you look at a concept like integration, it is similar everywhere to integrate into systems. But the technical capabilities are quite different comparing with the PI versus CPI. Okay. So you probably is running the job and all. It happens on prem level, but when it comes to the cloud level, cloud every table is accessible through the API. Okay, so therefore, what type of data you want, you can extract through those APIs. We have different APIs that we are going to discuss on and when no on and when the time topic comes. So here, whether you use it the SF API or the OData API, depends on the data, what type of data you're extracting, you can extract it. No need to run the job on the success factor side. Okay, so here the question is, why you need what is stopping to use the accessing that system, right? So you can extract the system and you can see what type of data that is coming also. And same thing, if you wanted to update into the system, you can do it in the similar way. And you can see through CPI what type of data you are updating it.
One last question. Do we have it is connected to S4 HANA as well, other than
Yeah, I mean, that's what when he asked me it. I don't have any servers. Since if you are in the project and working on the S4 HANA cloud, you can use it. The connecting the systems to CPI is much more flexible. So during that course, if I get it the server, I will show you. But as of now, we have only a subsystem and Ariba system. These two.
okay, thank you.
Mm, so I hope we. If you have any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, tomorrow we will discuss from this point to about the integration fundamentals, like what are the things that are involving, like as a basic, in order to run the scenario, what are the things that you need to look into that, like to design, develop, and deploy as like as a basic fundamental. After that, we will go on from their point. So we'll discuss and we'll see in the systems. Okay, so then good. We'll see you tomorrow and we'll continue from the point.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.